It had been an hour since the group had left the centre of Redwood Forest. They are now in the farmland around Alegreen village, with quiet plains and a slight breeze falling over the cart. Gregory had been in a deep sleep, with a loose blanket covering him. Jacob and Nabu had been waiting to this time to make sure he was fast asleep to discuss their earlier events.
I didn't want to mention it earlier, lass, but those are definitely short-sword wounds in his vest there. Are you sure we can trust him?
Nabu flicks her fox-like ear in annoyance at Jacob.
Oh, be quiet, you! What are we supposed to do, leave him on the side of the road? Besides, if there was any trouble coming along, we would have seen it by now.
Fine. Well, I did see me popped out of the grave. Are you sure we can trust him?
Oh, I'm gonna slap you in a minute.
All of a sudden, the two were interrupted by a whistle from the driver, as they were approaching the gates of Alegreen.
Morning. Passage for free?
With a nod from the driver, they head through the gates and pass down the residential streets of Alegreen, stopping in the barn next to the Jolly Belcher Inn. Nabu, with directions from the driver, heads to the church with Gregory, whilst Jacob decides to split off and go into the bar.
Greetings, traveller. Come, try our finest ale. The village is named after it, you know.
Jacob's eyes are quickly drawn to the source of the voice. Behind the bar, just peeking over the top, were a set of horns, which could only belong to the dragon-like cave-dwelling dwarfs.
2 seconds, my friend. I just need to get my stool.
After the dwarf's figure was finally visible, Jacob placed his order and they began their conversation, which the squat-like rounded figure of the dwarf quickly initiated.
So, my friend, what brings you to Alegreen? Just a bit of sightseeing. Although I needed to get a drink, because it's been a long day. Oh, dear. Well, you can rest easy here, my friend. Here, tell you what. This one's on me. A nice shot of fine whiskey. Oh, thank you very much. By the way, what brings you here as well? A bit far for a dwarf, if you don't mind me asking. Oh, I don't mind your asking at all, my friend. I've come down because, well, the inner city is, it's gone a bit, weird, if you ask me. I thought I'd get set up shop down here for a better business. I run the inn as well now, you know. Well, that's good to hear. But say, what do you mean by weird? Oh, well, you see, our king, he's, got this new advisor of some sorts. And this advisor's given us all sorts of new benefits. But ever since then, the dwarves have gone even more reclusive. And to be honest, there's starting to be this smoke and smog in the inner city, and it's there. I just thought, nah, it's not for me. So I'm going to set up shop down here, as I said. Well, do you hear anything about the elves down south? Just wondering if, we don't really need a war right now. Oh, well, unfortunately it has got slightly worse. I've heard diplomatic relations have gotten AWOL. If I were you, I'd just, set up in a small village away from the front line and relax. Have some more ale in ya.
Jacob received his order and began to drink, the first of many pints that night. Nabi helped Gregory up to the doors of the church. Gregory had been speaking gibberish and could barely walk at this point. Nabi, being worried, banged on the doors of the church, and a brief moment occurred before the priest opened them.
Oh, hello there. I could use a bit of help here. Oh, yes, my child. Please, come in.
The priest escorts Nabu into one of the private rooms, where he lights some incense and retrieves what looks like to be a bowl of holy water.
I don't have any proper potions, my dear, but I do have this bowl of slow cure.
After dipping some bandages into the fluid, the priest wraps them around Gregory's head as best he can as it's a dog-like head.
This is somewhat awkward to ask, but could you help me get his clothes off? I'm going to reclothe him.
After all is said and done and getting Gregory into a proper bed, Nebu and the priest introduce each other as Nebu explains the events leading up and after meeting Gregory.
Oh, well, my child, it seems like, well, a miracle has happened. Perhaps the gods have put some form of new life on our mortal plane. It's truly exciting if that's the case. However, I don't think I'm 100% correct. If you give me until tomorrow, I'll see what I can discern from his mental state.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I didn't quite catch your name.
Father Raphael.
Raphael quickly goes to his quarters and then comes back with a flower in a pot, a rather unique looking flower. It resembles a white lily with 7 petals and seems to glow.
For good luck, the rare, bright bloom lily. May you heal and forever prosper.
After setting down the flower next to Gregory, Nebu explains she has to go find her friend. Raphael heads back to his private quarters to continue his studies and prayers, leaving Gregory alone with the flower.
And then the demon knights braved it on the way. Hey, come on, join in!
Nebu entered the tavern looking rather unimpressed, as before her was Jacob, rather drunk, swaying on his 2 feet, struggling to stay upright.
Oh, balls, it's Nebu. Hey, Nebu, come here, get a drink on me.
I left you for an hour, Jacob!
Oh, come on, Nebu, I got the party going. Look at all the cheering faces. It's not all bad. Oh, there's like 3 of you.
Jacob, I only have 1 shot of detox remedy left, and you're already this drunk.
Oh, you can save it, Nebu. Trust me, it tastes like sick. I don't want any.
I'll force feed it into you if I have to, because we are going to sightseeing tomorrow, whether you like it or not. Oh my goodness, what the fiery hell was that? A deafening loud noise and a blinding bright light had interrupted the entire scene, causing confusion and somewhat of a panic in the pub and around the village. Jacob tried to heed the call to action, however, had fell over due to his blind and drunk state. Once everyone's senses had regained, Nebu quickly shoved the potion of detox into Jacob's mouth. Seeing as Nebu was the only able-bodied elf in the pub, she quickly ran outside and used her keen senses to deduce what was going on around her. Looking around the streets, the guards seem to be in a frenzy, running up and down, making sure everyone's okay, and the majority of the guards seems to be running in a certain direction to the north of the village. Taking a look into one of the guard towers from her position, she can see one of the guards with a periscope looking out into the woods into the north. Nebu's ears are then perked up by a conversation between 2 guards that are currently on standby.
Well, I've heard there's nothing around the village, although the light has appeared to come from the north, which isn't good. I've heard there's, demons out there, unfortunately. It's gonna take us a month to get some resources on the Empire to actually investigate.
Jacob joins Nebu, trying to stop the gagging from the detox remedy, however now has a warrior's mindset. After Nebu and Jacob brief each other and talk to the guards, they offer to help for a bit of coin and head northwards to the woods.